Hi, it's Amber, and I'm here because I'm wanting to give kind of an intro to what I'm hoping to achieve through these videos. These videos I'm hoping will bring spiritual growth, awareness of health, and just little, almost devotionals, but for daily life. Um, Something as simple as today, for example, we're going to be talking about action, and I'm hoping to keep things to 5 to 10 minutes. Um, and I will be talking about a little bit of everything: physical health, spiritual health, keeping a marriage going through conflict, especially cross-cultural marriages. I may be doing some of these videos in Portuguese. Um, because I have a passion and a hope for people from different cultures, and particularly, for example, I'm married to a Brazilian, so particularly for people in the marriage situation that we've been in our first few years of marriage. And so we're going to be talking about a little bit of everything, but I'm hoping this will be something inspirational, and that will be good. So, to start off, because we have 4 minutes left if I'm going to stay under 5 minutes, I just wanted to talk about our actions. Sometimes people say, oh, we shouldn't care what other people think. Well, that could be true if you live on an island and live by yourself and think you don't need anybody. But the fact is, day-to-day life, relationships, your best relationships are when you care just as much for the other person as they care for you, or sometimes when you care more for the other person. If you have a giving spirit, if you have that desire to improve somebody or to touch somebody's life, to improve lives in general, it's very fulfilling. I'm not going to say it's not a selfish thing, because in some ways being unselfish can be a selfish thing, because we do enjoy how it feels to help people. But you don't know that unless you try. But sometimes it's not always easy, and it's also not always easy to want to hear that praise, or to not want to hear that praise, because I know how hard it is to go unnoticed. But the best kind of help is that help that you that nobody knows you did. So, for example, and I know this is kind of contradictory because I'm telling the story, but I still, to this day, don't know who these people are, and they will probably never know who I am. But it was an opportunity I had in high school with the Student Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And we had heard about a family who had not had, they didn't have money for Christmas presents or food or for anything really. So we got together all this stuff, like tons of toys. I think it was like 2 garbage bag size bags of toys and some boxes of food. It was a lot of stuff. And so we went and we quietly snuck stuff all on their porch, and then we all ran away, except for one of us, who then knocked on the door, and then they ran, and we watched from afar to see what they did. They never knew who we were. I, to this day, don't know their names or specifics, but it's not always necessary to get praised for your actions. Um, There's a quote here that I have from Marcus Aurelius that says, "That which is really beautiful has no need of anything, not more than law, not more than truth, not more than benevolence or modesty." What does that mean? It means that we don't live in an island, and the truly beautiful thing about each and every one of our lives is how we act towards others. And really, kind of the ugliest part of our lives is often how we act poorly towards others. If you think about it, what is law? It's the rules that govern our interaction. What is truth? It's part of our communication. It's about not deceiving another person. So yes, it very much, truly affects our relationships and our interactions with each other. Benevolence it's an easy thing. You cannot be benevolent without being benevolent towards somebody. I suppose you could be benevolent towards an animal. Yes, I guess that's true. But benevolence, if you're a benevolent person, you're usually benevolent towards animals and human beings. And modesty. Modesty is actually a big deal in caring for other people, because a modest person is fun to be around. They're good to be around. We're not saying that they are putting themselves down. They're just being modest. They're not tooting their own horn. They're not walking around trying to impress anybody in extravagant ways. Not saying that extravagance is always bad, because sometimes it's kind of fun when you are having fun. But modesty is very important as well when you're talking about caring for another person. It all boils down to this golden rule. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. That which is really beautiful has no need of all that other stuff. You don't need to protect yourself, because you are already protected by your actions. But act, that's the deal. Because there's a song that's on the radio now. I have to try to think of what it is. I heard it this morning, and it said something along the lines of somebody asked, I can't remember. I wish. If not now, then when? If not you, then who? Somebody said, God, why don't you send people? Or why don't you do something? And he said, I did. I made you. Yeah. If we all acted with a mission, life would be so much better. Problem is when people live missionless lives. When they live only to make that money and try to be happy. And if you're living for your own happiness, you're only getting a very small amount of what happiness really could be in your life. So I hope you will go out this week and act, because it's the first step in that healthy lifestyle and that beautiful lifestyle. Thank you. Thanks for listening.